For the last 5 years, I've pursued almost nothing but mastery in my life. I've pursued mastery in my careers. I've pursued mastery in my art. I've pursued mastery of my mind. I've pursued mastery in every single realm that I could have possibly mustered it, given that I had any interest in it at all. And generally speaking, I have interest in almost anything that pertains to my own success. And so you can imagine how much of a punch in the gut it has been for me to learn that success doesn't come from mastery. Success doesn't come from mastery. It comes from something else. Success comes more from an entrepreneurial mindset than it does from mastery. And you know this. You know this because there are people that are much worse than you at what you want to succeed at that are way ahead of you in terms of traditionally measured success. There are people that are supposedly worse than you. There are people that are less talented than you, less intelligent than you, have less time in than you, that are doing better than you. And that's because success has to do with two things that really don't have anything to do with mastery. Success comes from networking and audacity. And if you have any brains at all, then just me having said those two things will really light a light bulb right above your head, right about here. And you'll go, yeah, obviously, because anybody that has succeeded, and the people that succeed at the highest possible level, they have incorporated all three of these things: mastery, audacity, and networking. And so let me define all of these things real quickly. Mastery is the one that if you're like me, you're already familiar with. It is the perfection and ultimate and reaching of the ultimate level of skill in any given realm. It could be speech, it could be art, it could be fitness, it could be whatever, right? Some people have a mastery in networking, and so those types of people tend to succeed quite quickly. Um, Except unless people realize that they are nothing but parasites for the most part. I'm joking, that's probably not true. People really make careers off of just networking. So that's mastery. Networking is the process of simply meeting other people that do what you do or that know people that you want to know. It's the art of being friendly. It's a very human thing to network, to get to know people, to have people know you. In a way, I see networking as putting yourself in sort of a spiritual debt because a lot of networking happens through collaboration. It happens through meetings as well. But a lot of the way that people gain from networking is through collaborations. People make videos together, people make music together, people make these things together, right? And in a way, you want to have friendly relations with anybody and everybody that gives you, an opportunity in that way. And so it's kind of like taking a loan out from the bank. And now you own the bank money. It's like you do a collaboration with somebody, you gain, they gain, and now it's like you really want to maintain that relationship. If you both gain equally, then I would say less so, because the debt is paid off instantly. But it's not always like that. And so that's networking. Mastery, networking, and what was the other one? Audacity. Audacity is simply the ability to get in somebody's face and say, I'm like that, look at me. I'm like that, look at me. It's the ability to come to your boss and be like, I'm worth way more, pay me more. You feel me? It's the ability to just ask for more than other people are willing to ask for. That's the one. And for me, I put all my stats into mastery, into just mastery. I want to be as good as possible at this thing that I missed out on so many other things. And like I feel like a big dummy, to be honest with you, because in a way you learn more from networking than just doing mastery, because in networking you meet people that could make you better at what you're doing. That's number one. Number two, more people get to see your shit. And as far as audacity, simply being able to ask for more, especially because the problem is when you go all in on mastery, you're likely a very brutal self-critic. I am, at least. And so the idea of asking more can genuinely be a difficult thing if you don't feel like you're where you want to be, and so you don't feel like you're capable of asking for how much other people would ask for, knowing that they're less good than you. And so I really want to have something of a spiritual understanding about like Audacity. Oh, I think I already have one. It just clicked in my head. Um, and networking and these things. I would say that my issue at least is that I don't like to network because I don't relate to most people. I don't feel like most people, and I don't. In many ways, I don't even want to be around most people. I don't like the idea of owing people anything. I don't like the idea of only gaining because other people lent me a hand. I don't like any of that. And so I'm trying to find a way to switch my perspective on this kind of thing because today I spent a lot of time just trying to see like like what is the direction forward to really get what I want, because there's a few key things that I genuinely want, and as much as I want to do everything else, like let's be honest dog, I want to get rich. I want to get rich. And so I find myself thinking a lot like, what do I have to offer people? And what I have to offer are a few base things. And you can apply this thinking for yourself as well if it's valuable, right? Like I sat down and I thought like, okay, what do I like and what do I have to offer to people that is valuable in some way? And the main thing is my music. I'm a musician. I make music. If you couldn't tell. And I've gotten quite good at it, and some people like my shit, right? And I could continue building that, and I likely will, and so there's that, and but outside of that, and in my personal and real life, and not just the digital world, the thing that people come to me the most for is my advice. It's my knowledge. It's my plethora of things that I've learned in the pursuit of self-mastery and evolution and things of that sort, right? So these are the things that I mainly offer. It's my words, my knowledge, and my craft, my main craft. It's my ability to convey an idea and my ability to convey an emotion. You can think of it like that: the knowledge and the music. And so I sat there thinking, and I was like, okay, how can I get fucking rich, bro? Because I'm trying to get rich. And I could continue doing this, and I think that I do this pretty well. And so I think if enough people saw this, that they would want to follow me. But then I think like if I wasn't like how could you? I watched the video by 1M, and that might be the one right behind me. No, that's this channel that's right behind me actually. Um, I watched the video by 1M that it's called the Eraser Effect. Or the big eraser, the big eraser, which basically means what's the one big thing that you can do that makes everything else completely irrelevant and gives you the big ass leap, right? So a lot of people do like the little shit, like their fucking profile picture or the little shits or like a million little videos when they could do one big collab and jump all the way the fuck up. And so by the end of watching that video, it really set in for me, and I'm making this video directly after watching that video because I realized, wow, niggas don't really play the game like we're trying to play the game. And so how do I stick to my values and what I believe and things that feel authentic while also not letting niggas run over somebody that's as fucking brilliant as I am simply because they're willing to do some shit that I'm not? You know, how do we increase that audacity? And so one of the main things is, and one of the things that was mentioned in that video that I just mentioned, is you could do a million fucking videos and wait for organic growth, or you could just put $30,000 into promotion and have people see your shit. You know what I mean? And then you just get better with an audience there, and shit just moves along a lot faster. And so that's definitely an idea, but then what happens if you don't have money? Niggas like you, I'm not gonna put myself in that vibration. Niggas like you are broke, I'm sorry. Nah, but how are you going to get to that level where you can pay for people to see you if you don't have funds and without putting in a million hours at your job? The whole point is to avoid that. And so this is where the three main things come in. You need audacity, you need networking, and you need mastery. That mastery is going to come in only later though, because if you just have, there's a lot of, because everybody knows this, you know this, I know this, there's a lot of retarded niggas who have a lot of success because they know people and because they're willing to ask for it. And man, like what is that? Like maybe I just have too much ego and I have to put that aside, but I guess for you, if you're willing to do this as I learn to put myself in that perspective, as I learn to rationalize it in a way that makes sense to me and my worldview and my morals, um listen, if you're willing to do this faster than I am, then all power to you, because this is a real step forward if you can do that. And so, yeah, so this is the big red pill that I've been swallowing just now. Is just that success doesn't come from mastery. Like you can have your mastery, but it doesn't mean that you're going to get the recognition that you're looking for, and it doesn't mean that you're going to get where you want to go. Because at the end of the day, that kind of recognition and success, in that sense, depends entirely on people knowing who you are. And so that means you have to ask, and that means you have to connect with people, because how else would you do it? You put 1,000 videos and you slowly get better until you're so good. Even people that did it off the grid, even people that built their audience, you know what I'm saying, without mainstream approval. I think of somebody like Nick Fuentes, who started off engaging in his school's politics and fucking college politics and speeches and debates and the fucking school radio or whatever it was, and that's how he started his first couple of audiences. So by the time he was banished off the face of the earth, he still had people that followed him there. And so in a way, even he jump-started his shit by putting himself in front of people and all of that. And so as a musician, you should be doing that. As an artist, you should be doing that. As anything, you should be doing that. And the problem with people who want to succeed and put everything into mastery is that nobody's going to support you if nobody knows who you are. And so you need to sort of have that audacity to be like, people should know who I am, and you need to meet people so they know who you are. You know what I'm saying? And especially people that know people, or people that people know. And so yeah, that's some food for thought for you and for me.